Students, could you lead us in the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And I'd like to ask for a moment of silence for Louis Fabry, who passed away on April 30th. Mr. Fabry was hired as principal of Hatton School in September 1960, then moved on to the principalship of Flanders School until his retirement in June 1990. Thank you. And now, I am going to turn it over to our superintendent.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I am excited to introduce this agenda item. We have with us tonight, as you can see, proudly displayed, some award-winning art. And we have Emma, I should have asked this, I'm going to say Kiltica? Kiltica? Okay. With us this evening, and she is a winner of the Congressional Art Show. So I'd like to invite her teacher up to come and say a few words about the competition and all that goes into it and what's going to happen to the artwork. And then we have a small presentation for Emma.
On behalf of the Southington High School Art Department, I am proud to announce that Emma Kiltica's artwork titled Metamorphosis, a colored marker and colored pencil self-portrait, was chosen as the top prize winning piece of the 2024 Congressional Art Competition. The Congressional Art Competition is a nationwide high school arts competition sponsored by the U.S. House of Representatives. Southington High School competes in Connecticut's 1st District, represented by Congressman John B. Larson, which encompasses 27 cities and towns. Only one winning piece of artwork from each congressional district is selected. Emma's winning artwork will be displayed in the Cannon Tunnel of the U.S. Capitol Building in Washington, D.C. for an entire year, alongside all the other congressional district winners across the country. Emma will also receive 2 round-trip tickets to travel to the award ceremony in June. Emma is a junior at the high school, is a very talented, think-outside-of-the-box artist with a great passion for refinement and detail within her artwork. She spends hours inside and outside of school perfecting each art piece she creates. She is never done until she has truly fine-tuned every inch of her artwork. She also has a way with visually communicating very compelling stories which evoke strong responses from the viewer. Her personality is as serious as her artwork, always striving to do her very best on everything she tackles. It is this fine creative process that separates her from the rest. I have been very lucky to have her as a student all 3 years and to watch her challenge herself and grow as both a person and an artist. I am incredibly proud of her for receiving this great honor. Her artwork right now is being professionally matted and framed so that it can be shipped down to Washington, D.C. for the ceremony. So we have her artwork projected on the screen so everybody can see it. But she is an amazing art student, an amazing person, and it couldn't have gone to a more wonderful young lady for this honor.
Love.
Wow. I looked up this, I did not know that there was this award, and I didn't know it is going to be your picture will be hanging in the U.S. Capitol for 1 year. My mind is absolutely amazing. Emma, you not only have done your family proud and yourself proud, but your whole town. And thank you for your effort, which will now be in the United States Capitol. How great is that?
Thank
How,
you.
I mean,
Hi.
how great is that? So on behalf, something we could do, for you, a certificate of excellence for Emma, can you pronounce your last name again? 'Cause I'm.
Celtica.
Celtica, having duly qualified under the standards prescribed by the Southington Public Schools, you are hereby awarded the Certificate of Excellence for the Congressional Art Show. Oh, District 1, I got goosebumps. In witness whereof, the seal of the Southington Board of Education and the signature of the Board of Education Chairperson, the Superintendent of Schools are hereunto affixed to this, on this 22nd day of May, 22nd May of, okay, May 9th. And now there's a little error here, on May 9th, 2024. So
Thank you.
congratulations, and thank you for doing your community such good work and making us so proud. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Mom and Dad, why don't we get some pictures up here? Sure. And we'll fix that.
And before we just take our pictures, I just want to take one moment. We do have a few teachers in the room, and it happens to be Teacher Appreciation Week. But I want to just say, if you heard Sarah, this is Sarah Leventhal, our teacher at the high school, if you just heard her speak about her student and how much she appreciates her work and enjoys working with her, I think that epitomizes our teachers and what the rewards we get for working with kids, but also how dedicated they are. So thank you, Sarah, for coming tonight.
Thank you.
actually her third student in her career that has won this competition.
We call that a dynasty.
I was so excited, forgive me, I was just so excited when I saw what the award meant, that I was blown away, so thank you. Why don't we take some pictures, Mom and Dad, if you want to get, come on, let's go. You have to get your picture taken, yes? Yes.
Yeah.
Do that as the backdrop.
Oh, that's a good idea. There you go. Stand by your artwork.
Stand by the self-portrait.
That's perfect.
Yeah, we can start a support group.
I'm sorry, I'm such a disappointment.
I woke up today.
Yeah. Like just kicking him up and down on his knees.
She could knit so, but I don't know.
I love your rosé because it's amazing.
And it actually, see, the actual face is
I just think it's very fitting that we now have your eyes in DC to keep an eye on our delegation. So, even if it's only from the hallway.
Cool.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right.
Moving on.
Mr. O'Shannah.
I'd like to make a motion to move item 11B1, out-of-state field trips, to item 7E.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'm looking for an approval of the minutes of April the 25th.
So moved. Second.
Okay. Be kind.
Yep.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Communication from student board reps.
Good evening, board, and all of those in attendance. Starting off with our school report, I'd like to say congratulations to our Scholar Athletes of the Year, Ava Egan and Matthew Shivek, who were honored on Monday by the CIAC at a banquet. Thank you to all of the SHS students who helped out at Flanders Elementary School with their color run. Last Thursday was the National Honor Society and World Language Society induction. Congratulations to all of those students who were inducted, and great job to those who did an amazing amount of service in the last year. On April 30th, SHS students were at the Excellence in Leadership Conference, helping out and volunteering. Last night, there was the annual Academic Awards ceremony that took place. Congratulations to all the students who won awards. Scholarship Night will be taking place next week on the 16th at 7 p.m. in the auditorium. The annual Student Art Show will be taking place next week on the 13th at 5 o'clock in the lobby of the auditorium. The show displays pieces from all the art classes offered at the high school, all the way from pottery to photography to AP art, along with some performers from the music department. Senior prom is coming up soon, and it will be taking place on May 18th at the AquaTurf. Seniors are very excited for their prom, and they are also very excited for their upcoming senior activities. AP testing started this week and will continue next week. Reminder to students that you must show up half an hour early to start the start time of your exam. Good luck to all. The AP exams are taking place in a new environment at our high school. The new environment has its pros and its cons. Having the test in the school is convenient, however, the bells going off, bumpy tables, and uncomfortable chairs could be improved upon in the upcoming years. The snacks during the break were also a plus, however. Unified Track and Field had a meet their last Wednesday at Southington. We have started interviewing for the next year's Board of Education representatives. We look forward to getting to know all of our applicants, and we will have our new members chosen by May 23rd, and we're very excited to introduce you to our two new deserving students at the next meeting. Also, happy Teacher Appreciation Week. We can't thank you enough for all of your hard work and support.
Thank you. For the sports report, due to an exciting afternoon at SHS where baseball won 10-0 and our lacrosse team is in a tight overnight match with Simsbury, we don't have a full sports report, but we will have a more in-depth sports report at our next meeting. The spring sports season has been going strong with all sports teams performing well. We wish all the teams the best of luck in this upcoming season. Now on to the district report. For JFK, they would like to say thank you to the JFK PTO as well as many families and businesses who helped us celebrate our staff this week during Staff Appreciation Week. We are grateful for their support. We are accumulating this special week with a pancake breakfast for our staff. The spring concert season is upon us. If you are looking for an entertaining night out, please visit JFK on May 13th, 14th, 15th, 21st, and 28th at 7 p.m. to catch one of our concerts. Come see for yourself how talented our students are. On Monday, our 8th graders will learn about the history of Memorial Day from our local Southington veterans. We are very thankful for their lessons throughout the year. Lastly, thank you to a group of 9th graders, all former JFK students, who formed a student panel on Monday to discuss the transition to high school with our 8th graders. This idea was presented to JFK administration by the 8th grade team leaders, and it was great to see this come to fruition. We hope to make this an annual event. Now on to Akery.
For DePaulo's ABC Steps is sponsoring a staff versus student kickball game in a couple weeks to support the assets of caring school climate. Students at DePaulo interacted with visiting French exchange students. They practiced asking and answering questions in both languages to get to know each other. Students at DePaulo are participating in intergenerational activities with veterans. The first meeting was at the Calendar House, and they all met again yesterday. In order to motivate DePaulo students to do their best on smarter balance testing, a variety of activities are being held. Students at DePaulo would like to express their gratitude and appreciation to all the staff in recognition of Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week. Band, chorus, and orchestra students at DePaulo are finalizing preparation for their spring concert, which starts next week. Thank you, and if you have any questions, please let us know.
That concludes your report. Any questions from board members?
I just got not a question, but just a quick
Okay.
statement, because back to the flag football. I heard through the grapevine that we had a young woman that got the first scholarship in Connecticut for flag football. So I just wanted to relay that to the board. I think that's something phenomenal.
Nice.
I know that it's coming to the high school, I think, next year, so I think it's something that we could really get behind and support our young woman. I just think it's fantastic, so.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Communication from board members.
Just a quick announcement, we had a meeting this week of the Wall of Honor Committee. We have 4 outstanding people who were selected. Unfortunately, they have not all been notified yet, so I'm not going to announce it, but the next board meeting, we should know who they are.
Okay.
But it's a great group, and we had some great applicants.
Awesome, okay, thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Paszynski?
So I just had a brief something to say in regards to the French exchange students. So they're leaving tomorrow. We had, my family had 2 of the students, and what an awesome experience it was for my kids as far as, and us as parents too. That sort of, that quietness when they first got there, but then within 2 days, it was literally, I had 2 more kids, and I was like, oh, this is exhausting. So absolute blast. They were great to hang around, show them around Connecticut and everything else. But it's, if anyone ever has a chance to, it's such an awesome experience.
Good.
So,
Wonderful.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for contributing. That's great.
That is good. Okay, anyone else? I just have 2 things quickly. Steps held a prom perfectly event at the end of April and had over 350 students pledged to be substance-free on prom night. And as it's getting closer to graduation and party season, we would also like parents to learn more about the social host law by visiting the Steps website. Southington has over 200 new asset builders after our annual training, and we are getting ready to blast our 5th graders off to middle school with our 5th grade transition day and our C3 graduation. So all good stuff going on with Steps. And I would just like to say thank you. Thank you to all the teachers and the staff for Teacher Appreciation Week. You rock, you do an awesome job, and we can't thank you enough. So on behalf of all the board, thank you. Okay, next on the agenda is communication from the public on agenda items only. Oh, the administration. I'm sorry.
That's
Trying
okay.
to speak for
You
the
know,
administration.
I actually have a brief report this
Okay.
evening. So, Mrs. Colgrove sent out a end-of-year list to all of the board members of all the different celebrations and events that are occurring. So if you didn't receive it or you need us to resend, just reach out and we will do that. And what she does, I think, which is nice also, is which ones are ones that board members are either invited to or typically attend versus which ones we're just having, so that you can kind of manage your time, because it is a very busy time of year. Speaking of end-of-year events, I was at the high school awards last night, and we did have some of our students being recognized, but I think there's a young man down the end here who would never tell you, but Uptej is our valedictorian this year.
Whoa. Awesome! Woo-hoo! Way to go!
Speech.
Yes.
He's already writing it.
All right.
He does have to give a speech now. and
although can I
I'm
say,
sure
like,
it's gonna be better than mine.
only valedictorian? Come on. Like, really?
So,
Underachiever.
but that was announced last night, so I figured it was a proud moment to share for him.
Congratulations.
Awesome,
That's so
Uptej.
fantastic.
Town council budget adoption, that'll be in this room, this coming Monday, May 13th at 7 o'clock. So obviously, once, they adopt the budget, that'll give us a better idea of what we need to do in terms of our relocation meeting at our next board meeting on May 23rd. The legislative session ended last night at 12:01, and so as you can imagine, since it just ended, there's all of the different organizations, CABE, CAPS, and CASBO, Jennifer's, are just beginning to unpack what's often a very lofty budget package to see what's in there and what may be a surprise for us. So as soon as I start to learn what may be, I will include that in my updates to you. Mrs. Clark said it beautifully. This is Teacher Appreciation Week. I could maybe be biased because we're in the middle of it, but I think teaching right now may be more complex than ever, at least in my tenure as an educator. And so it should never go unnoticed how much our teachers do. It's interesting, I had an email from a teacher this morning that almost brought me to tears. She was actually thanking me for something, but it really, like, if she talked about everything she was doing, it should have been more about her. And it just epitomizes how lucky we are to have the staff that we do. And then you see examples of the French, the trips international, where these people give their own time and they go on these trips, and the art teachers who grow to love their students. Like, we just have example after example of how dedicated our staff is. So we are truly lucky for that. And that concludes my report this evening.
Thank you. Any questions of the superintendent? Nope. Okay. Now, Communications from the public on agenda items only. Okay, then moving right along. Finance Committee meeting from April the 20th.
We have a approval of a,
Oh, I'm sorry.
trip?
I am just not
7
reading
each.
my notes. Mr. O'Shannon.
Move to approve the out-of-state field trips as presented by the administration.
second.
Okay. Any discussion, any questions?
Can I
We all
go?
want to go, yeah.
Tina, are you taking them?
I don't know. It's Allison and Megan. Megan already had an appointment. It's Allison's birthday, so I said I would come. I may go. I mean, I love.
Well, if you need a chaperone, I would love nothing more
Mr.
than to go to
O'Shannon?
Greece before my Greek wife. I could just totally just use that advantage.
Right,
So
we're
just
not-
keep me in mind.
Keep me posted.
Oh, that, no, 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 that would be, no, that would not,
Be a sitcom.
yeah, no.
Will
I'm
this
not
be
even-
before or after Amsterdam?
Mr. Darrenowski, we're thinking alike. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes.
wonderful time.
Thank you. Okay. Now, moving down to the Finance Committee.
Okay, the Finance Committee met on Monday, April 29th, here at the Municipal Center. Myself, Zayo Shana, David Darrenowski, Jasper Williams, and then the administration present, Jennifer Mellett and Kyle Fickle. I will try and move as quickly as possible through 4 different topics of discussion. I will start with our preschool regular education tuition rates. So just a little background, annually, we conduct a review of the district's preschool fee structure and make a recommendation to this board for adoption. During the course of the meeting, we looked at enrollments at both Hatton and Strong Elementary Schools, the historical rate changes, along with the rates charged by community peers in the private sector. So based on that data and the subsequent discussion, the Finance Committee recommends a 5.5% increase in preschool tuitions for the 2024-25 school year. So at this time, I'd like to move to approve the preschool regular education tuition rates for the 2024-25 school year as presented by the administration.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving to our second item, which is our YMCA before and after care program rates. Again, annually, we conduct an evaluation of reimbursement rates for the use of our buildings by the YMCA for their before and after care school-age child care programs. The proposed rates reflect estimated contractual wage increases for our custodial staff, building wear and tear, along with accounting for slightly higher utility and supply costs this year. I'd be more than happy to go into what those actual reimbursement rates are for each and every school, but I can tell you that they average right around 3%. And those rate calculations are included in tonight's packet. So with that said, I'd like to move to approve the YMCA before and after care program rates for the 2024-25 school year as presented by the administration.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I will abstain, as I'm an employee of the Y.
Okay, moving on to the third item of discussion during our committee meeting, which was the food service financials. And basically, we conducted a review of meal count, staffing, and then both our income statement and balance sheet through March 2024. And everything appears to be in order. We are still in the black, and both our food service director, our superintendent, and Ms. Mellett are under a weekly review of where we stand financially as we come to year-end close. So I think we're in good hands. Currently, food service operations have generated a net income of $185,628. And also in regards to food service, any negative outstanding student debt is currently being dealt with. And communications are going out to families and the community. So we're on top of that as well. And then an overall financial update for FY24. As our superintendent stated, with the state budget just being considered and session coming to a close, what we really have our eye on is the special education excess cost grant, at what percentage, and then, of course, is that percentage going to be fully funded to us as a district? So we're keeping our eye on that. And then just a miscellaneous item regarding an RFP that we had from January of 2023 concerning the safety at our schools. We're moving to phase 2 of the redesign of the entryway at both the high school and Oceana Elementary School. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions for Sean? Thank you, Mr. Carson.
You're welcome.
Okay. Moving along to the personnel report.
Move to approve the personnel report as submitted.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Old business, town government communications. Does anybody have any? No, Mr. Medancy doesn't have any either. Okay. Now we're to policies.
Policy. So move that the Board of Education approve policy 5130 as recommended by the Policy and Personnel Committee.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Second, move that the Board of Education approve policy 5130.1 as presented by the Policy and Personnel Committee.
Second?
Thank you.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And third, move that the Board of Education approve policy 9160 as presented by the Policy and Personnel Committee.
Second?
Any discussion?
I just wanted to
Okay.
make a brief comment on this.
Okay.
I'm very excited about the changes that we made to this policy, certainly to our student reps. Everything that we do as a board, everything that we do, over the years, being on this board for a couple of years myself, there's a lot of positive that happens, but then there's also a lot of negative things that happen. And I know it's always been the purview of trying to keep meetings much more on the positive side and everything else, but with that being said, there's so many things that we could do, even with negative feedback, that we can turn into positive, again, make lemonade out of lemons, right? So I look forward to working with you as our student reps, although it's a little short-lived, but certainly as we continue with the student reps in your positions, really trying to, you guys are the end users. Your feedback is important. You guys are the ones that what you need to ask as far as questions and surveys and things like that, working with our administration at the high school. I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with, as well as, giving you an opportunity to speak to a lot of it, be effective to change.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next, new business. I'd like a motion to appoint Mr. Darrenowski as a representative on the Town Cable Advisory Council.
So moved.
I don't even know if you need a motion. It's just an appointment by the chair.
Just move to appoint?
Oh.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, you.
Okay. I move that Dave Darrenowski. Okay? yes,
Good
yes,
appointment.
yes.
That's
Thank
I
you.
will say, of all the committees and boards that I've been on over the years, this one is about the easiest you could ever imagine. We meet 4 times a year. The average time for a meeting is between 10 and 20 minutes.
That's amazing.
We love efficient committees.
But
Is that what it is? It's efficiency?
It's a
Oh, okay.
legislative requirement that the committee be formed. So we do our due diligence.
Okay, well, if it works.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, David, for doing that for us. Okay, next item on the agenda is
Ratification.
ratification. Mr. Brown.
I move that the board approve the tentative agreement between the Southington Board of Education and the Nutmeg Independent Labor Unions.
Second.
Any discussion? I'd like to thank those who were on the committee for your work. It was a good committee and good negotiations, and I'm glad we were able to settle it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Public communication. Anyone in the public wish to speak about any item? Seeing no one? Okay. Mr. Darrenowski.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Way to go. You blew it. 5 minutes. 5 minutes over.
He was way off.
Let's go. So,
Yeah,
the-
it's going up. Let's bypass this item, let's bypass that item. Whoops.
I was gonna have to.
No, you weren't.